Hi, this is Mrs. Brode, and today we are going to talk about factoring by grouping again. But I'm going to show you two different methods on factoring. The first one we already know, which is the box method, which is where we need something that adds to 11x, the middle term, and multiplies to 24x squared, the two outside terms multiplied together. And so if you prefer to see that in the box, you can write it like this. So we're thinking about our factors of 24. I've got 6 and 4. That's not going to add up to 11. I've got 2 and 12. That's not going to add up to 11. And I've got 3 and 8. So 3 and 8. Oops, sorry, that's not an 8. Will be my two side terms, 3x and 8x will be my two side terms. Of course, we know that 2x squared comes in the top left and 12 goes in the bottom right. And then we will column factor, or you can row factor first, whatever you want to. All we have in common here is an x, and we have a 4 in common here. So now I'm going to row factor, and I've got a 2x in common here and a positive 3 in common. So my factors are x plus 4 and 2x plus 3. So that should be familiar to you. So now I'm going to take that same one and I'm going to show you something called the Blankety-Blank method. That's just what we call it. And you still have to figure out the sum and the product. You still have to figure out what would go in the boxes, but instead of using the boxes, we would put them in blanks. So it's basically like I'm breaking this down into my two blanks. So we already know that it's 3x and 8x, and it really doesn't matter where I put them, and I'll show you that. So now that I put those two terms in here, I am going to group them. And I'm going to pull out the GCF of each, which we can see in this first one would be 4x, which would leave me if I divided, 2x. 2x, which you can see if I divided both of these by 2x, would leave me with x plus 4. And then in my second one, I could pull out a 3, which if I divided both of those by 3 would leave me with x plus 4. So what you can see, I have one term that would make x plus 4, and the other leftovers, so to speak, on the outside would come together to make my second factor of 2x plus 3, which you can see is identical to what we got using the box method. Okay, so what's similar about these two methods? They use the same sum and product, just like they use the diamond. So it says, what factoring strategies were used with the blankety-blank method? Well, first of all, you can see that we pulled out the GCF. So that's one factoring method, is pulling out the GCF. The other factoring method that was used was factoring by grouping. So I am going to work these out because this is the note set for factor by grouping using the blankety-blank method. I am going to work these out using the blankety-blank method, but then really you can have a choice. If you like the box method and you're comfortable with the box method, you can continue on. You may just need to do this assignment using the blankety-blank method, depending on whatever your teacher requires. So try these problems without using the box. So because this is the note set to teach the blankety-blank method, we're going to try it without using the box. But I do just want to go back to the first page real quick and tell you one thing. If I had switched these terms and put the 3x here and the 8x here, it still would have worked out just the same, except I would have gotten the 2x plus 3 inside the parentheses, and the x plus 4 would have been our GCFs that would have been on the outside. That would have been the only difference. So it really doesn't matter. You don't have to worry, just like the box, you don't have to worry about where you put those two factors. Okay, so again, we want to use this without the box, so we need something that adds to negative 13x and multiplies to negative 30x squared. So if I'm thinking of my factors of 30, I think of 15 and 2. And of course, that'd be 15x and 2x. Can you think of how we could get 15 and 2 to add to negative 13? Well, it would work out if we made the 15 negative. Negative 15x plus 2 would give us our sum of negative 13. So what I'm going to do for the blankety-blank is I have 5x squared, and then I'm going to have my two blanks, plus or minus blank, plus or minus blank. That's just like filling in the boxes. And then my last term will come here. Like I said before, it does not matter where you put the negative 15x. It can go in the first box or it could go in the second box. I'm just going to put mine like this. And then I'm going to group them. So that's the factoring by grouping part. And then I'm going to pull out the GCF on each one, which I can see here. I'm going to pull out a 5x, and I'm going to divide them both by 5x. And I would be left with x minus 3 in the parentheses. So for the second one, all I can see in common is I'm going to pull out a 2 and then divide everything by 2. And I'm going to be left with x minus 3 in the parentheses, which is, again, exactly what I want because they need to match in order to form one of the terms. And then 5x plus 2 is going to make my second factor. And that's it. So for number 2, I need something that adds to negative 19x and multiplies to 84x squared. So we're really going to have to think about the factors. I think I've said this before, but there is an easy way in the calculator. In the calculator, if you hit the y equals button, and in y1, you can enter the product that you want, 84, and you would write divided by x. And then you would go to second graph, and you would get a list of factors for 84. Again, we're looking for, in that list, we're looking for the ones that factor to negative, well, that would add up to negative 19. So if you look through the list, you'll see that there's a 7 and 12 are both factors of 84. Well, if I make them both negative, if I add those together, I would get negative 19x. If I multiplied two negatives, I'd get my positive 84. So negative 7x and negative 12x are going to be what's going to go in my blanks. So I've got 4x squared, blank, blank, last term 21, and I am going to fill in those blanks with these terms, negative 7x, negative 12x. And if you want to try this backwards where you put the negative 12x first and the negative 7x second, you'll just see that what's in parentheses is reversed with what's on the outside. So I'm going to group these, and now I'm going to pull out the GCF. So all I've got in common here is an x. So if I divide them both by x, I will be left with 4x minus 7. And looks like here all I've got in common is a negative 3. And so that would leave me with a positive 4x and a negative 7 in parentheses, which again was what I was hoping for. So what's in parentheses makes my first factor, and the GCFs make my second factor. And that's it. So for number 3, it doesn't really matter, but I always like it written correctly, so I'm just going to rewrite this where we start with the highest exponent like you're supposed to. And so I want a sum of negative 19r and a product of 84r squared. Well, this one should be pretty easy because it's identical to the sum and product of what we wanted last time. So we know that we can use negative 7r and negative 12r. So I am going to write those in the blanks. Blank, blank. And this would totally work out if you didn't rearrange it. It would just be written kind of incorrectly. Because we like to follow the algebraic rules and write it the way it should be. So I'm going to put, I'll switch it around this time, and I'll put the negative 12x first and then the negative 7x. Then I'll group them, and I'll pull out the GCF. And I'm sorry, those are r's, not x's. But I'm still going to group them and pull out the GCF. So in the first one, it looks like I can pull out a 3r, and I can divide everything else by 3r. And I'd get r minus 4. It looks like in the next one, I could pull out a negative 7. I want to pull out a negative to make that negative. And that would leave me with r minus 4. So the inside terms make one factor, r minus 4. Those come together. And then my GCFs on the outside come together to make the second factor. Okay, so all we have left, well, we have a couple left. I want you to try number 4 on your own using the blankety-blank method this time. And then when you're ready, hit play and see if you're right. So the sum was negative 5y, the product was negative 24y squared. I came up with negative 8y and 3y that went in my blanks. I grouped them. I pulled out the GCF for each group, and I came up with 2y plus 3 times y minus 4. So the last one, I can see I've got 2 terms and they're being subtracted. So hopefully by now your mind goes to a dots. And 36 is a perfect square. W squared is a perfect square. 121 is a perfect square. So we can break this down into 6w and into 11. And remember, a difference of the square, you take the first term plus the second term, and then you take the first term minus the second term. And that's it for today.